Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, March the 21st. We got 7 games on today's schedule, and I got 3 picks for you guys. Before we get those picks, let's do a quick recap from yesterday. We went 2-1 on our plays. We had Pascal Siakam on a player prop bet over 21.5 points. He put up 25. We cashed our play there. We had the Phoenix Suns with the first half bet -5. Even though at tip-off it was at -5.5, that's still covered, cashed. We hit our play in that game as well. We dropped our play, our overplay in the Sacramento-Toronto game. It was a Sacramento run-and-gun type of game, guys, but I think I made a mistake there. After looking back, Toronto just didn't have the personnel to keep up. They only put up 89 points, did not help with the total. So we dropped that one, went 2-1 on the night. I apologize for that play, guys. After looking back, I think I did make a mistake. I didn't keep in mind that Toronto would have trouble scoring the ball, and that's what happened. They only put up 89 points. They could not help to get the point total over. Nevertheless, guys, we went 2-1. It was a profitable night overall, but I think we could have avoided that play. Got to be a little careful, a little more careful going forward. Anyways, guys, that's in the past. Let's take a look at tonight's action. Like I said, 3 plays. Let's see if we can make some money on this Thursday. Let's go. Alright, guys, our first pick of the night is going to come in the game between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Orlando Magic. New Orleans Pelicans, guys, on an uptrend. There are 4 wins in their last 5 games on a 3-game winning streak, playing some pretty good basketball, coming off a 13-point win against the Brooklyn Nets. The game was not as close as even this final score indicates. It was a blowout pretty much from the first half. New Orleans, another great performance and win for the Pelicans. Currently on a road trip, no new injuries. They should be at full strength coming into this game. The Orlando Magic also on an uptrend, guys. 4-game winning streak, 4 wins in their last 5 games. Playing some pretty good basketball. They are currently sitting in 5th place in the East, just a half game behind the New York Knicks for the 4th spot. They're making their move, guys, currently on a homestand, playing some pretty good basketball. The schedule hasn't been that tough, though, for Orlando, guys. The 4 wins from their 4-game winning streak coming against the Brooklyn Nets, Toronto Raptors twice, and their last one against the Charlotte Hornets. Not the best of competition, but nevertheless, guys, they have been getting the job done and winning. Now, guys, looking at the matchup between these two teams, could be the first head-to-head meeting this year. Overall, guys, the Orlando Magic has played pretty well against the Pelicans. They do have an 8-2 record in the last 10. Last year, they did win both meetings. They won at home last year, 123-110. They won on the road, 101-93. Now we see the Pelicans favored by 3. I had them favored by 1.5. The only difference, guys, between last year's games and this year's game is this year's the Pelicans have Zion Williamson in the lineup. Last year, we know Zion missed pretty much the whole season. He did not play in either of those 2 games. Of course, he is a major factor when we're talking about a head-to-head meeting here. And to be honest, guys, I really like the way the Pelicans have looked lately. I'm going to take them here in this game with the -3. Like I said, the Orlando Magic, guys, they are on a 4-game winning streak, but not against the best of competition. Haven't really been tested in a while. The Pelicans, on the other hand, guys, have played against some pretty good competition and been putting up some really, really good results. I like the Pelicans here with the -3 in this game, my first pick of the night. Alright, guys, my second pick of the night is going to come in the game between the Bulls and the Rockets. It's not going to be a side or a total bet in this game because, personally, I just don't see an edge here, guys. I know the Rockets are on a 6-game winning streak, playing well, but the Bulls also 3 wins in their last 5 and very tough to bet against. When they're road dogs, they've done a lot of damage to a lot of good teams. So I think a play on a total or on a side bet is a little risky. What I'm going to go here with, guys, is a player prop bet. I'm looking at Fred VanVleet. If you guys recall, a couple nights ago, we had Fred VanVleet under the number against the Washington Wizards. I just didn't like the matchup there. Run and gun basketball was more of a Jalen Green type of game, whereas tonight, guys, against the Bulls, I think it's going to be more half-court oriented, and I think that's right up Fred VanVleet's alley. I saw his numbers at 17.5 points. I'm going to go over the number here. And in the first matchup between these 2 teams, Fred VanVleet had a big game, 20 points, 10 assists. I think he'll have another big one tonight. I'm going to take him over the number in tonight's game. All right, now our third and final pick of the night is going to come in the game between the New York Knicks and the Denver Nuggets. The New York Knicks on a 4-game winning streak. This is going to be the 4th and final game of a road trip out west. So far, perfect. 3-0, guys. Beat the Blazers, the Kings, and the Golden State Warriors. The last one against the Warriors, guys, very impressive. They did it without OG Anunoby, who recently did come back from injury, but got put on the shelf once again. His surgically repaired elbow just doesn't look quite right just yet, so he's going to miss tonight's game as well. I think maybe a couple more going forward. So the New York Knicks shorthanded once again. They are playing well, though, on an uptrend. The Denver Nuggets, 4 wins in their last 5. bounced back from that loss in Dallas with a 3-point win in Minnesota. They took advantage of the bad scheduling for the Timberwolves. It was the second night of a back-to-back for Minnesota and shorthanded, but still, guys, Denver struggled to get that win, just a 3-point W, and we're also in danger of losing that game at the end. I think Minnesota went up by 3 or 4 points with a few minutes left, but Denver made the big plays, came back, and ended up squeezing out a 3-point win. Now, guys, we see them favored by 9.5 at home. I had the Nuggets favored by 7.5. The number is very high. Obviously, guys, last game of a trip for New York. And so far, like I said, a very successful trip, shorthanded. This is a bad spot for the Knicks, guys. Denver at home, also a powerhouse, 27-6. I'm actually going to look to play here, take a play here with the Nuggets with the minus 9.5. I'm pretty much playing the spot here, guys. Whenever I see a team on a road trip that's gone very well, the last leg of that trip usually is a letdown spot. Teams want to get back home. And the Nuggets, one of the best teams at home in the league. I think they can run away with this game. I'm going to take them here with the minus 9.5. And these are my thoughts on my 3 plays for tonight, guys. Quick recap. Going to take the New Orleans Pelicans with the minus 3 against the Magic. I know the Magic do have an edge in the head-to-head. Last year, they won both games. Zion Williamson did not play last year, guys. I think he's a major factor. He's going to play a major factor in tonight's game. I'm going to take the Pelicans with the minus 3 on the road. I'm also going to take Fred VanVleet over the 17.5 points. I think this game is going to be played in the half court. It does suit Fred VanVleet's style of play. I think he'll be able to draw a lot of fouls, hit some threes in the half court. I'm going to take Fred VanVleet over the number for my second play. And I'm also going to take the Denver Nuggets with the minus 9.5 against the Knicks. This is pretty much a fade of New York. Last game of a trip. Successful trip so far, 3-0. I think they're going to get back home. Denver, one of the top teams in the league. This number is high, I think, for a reason. I'm going to take Denver here to win by double digits. I was actually contemplating taking the Phoenix Suns also because Atlanta is also in a similar spot. They're in the last game of a trip, but I just can't trust Phoenix quite just yet, guys. I still think they need to find their way with the chemistry and everything. Plus, it's the second night of back-to-back for Phoenix, so I decided to go with the Nuggets. I think it is a better play for tonight. So that's pretty much going to be it, guys. That's going to be it for me today. I'm going to wish you all good luck on your plays like I do every day. And I'm going to see you all again in tomorrow's video. Have a good one, guys. Later.